What is up, nerds, geeks, and gamers? It's Rage, and today I'm talking about The Fork, The Witch, and The Worm. Um, First of all, this is a sequel book to the Inheritance Cycle, so if you haven't read that, I highly recommend it. It's a really good series. Probably one of the first book series I ever actually read, and also one that got me interested in reading. So, if you haven't read it before, or you're looking for a series to try and get some kid in your family to start reading, or kids from your classroom, something like that, I highly recommend it. I think it's a really good series. The magic system is cool. The characters are well written. The backstory is awesome. I genuinely enjoy the Inheritance Cycle and think you should read it if you haven't. Um, there's some pretty big books, so it might take you a little bit of time to get through them, but I think they're well worth the read. With that being said, this book, as you can see, is way shorter than that. So, if you've read the Inheritance Cycle, but you don't want to invest a ton of time, um, I think this book could still be a good fit for you. It seems to be kind of a bridge between the old series and whatever the new series is that Christopher Paolini is going to be writing. Um, as far as I know, Murtaugh is the only other new book that's out, and that seems to be more like a side series following Eragon's half brother Murtaugh, who we know from the Inheritance Cycle. Um, it does seem like this book and that book are happening simultaneously because there is a scene in this one where using magic, Eragon is able to look over and see what his brother's up to. Um, I have yet to read Murtaugh, so I'm reviewing this book kind of in a void. I don't know how much knowing what's happening in Murtaugh would affect my reading of this one, but it seems like they're pretty separate, all things considered. Um, I enjoyed this book quite a lot. I was someone who felt a little sad reading the end of Inheritance, the book, and I'm happy to see that Christopher Paolini is returning to this universe. Eragon is obviously the new leader of the Dragon Riders, so this book follows him after he has found the new location he wants to set up the Dragon Riders. Um, and it goes a little bit into all the things they're having to deal with creating the rooms they need for all the people at the mountain that he chose. Or I say mountain, it seems like it's a mountain, but um, maybe just a really large hill. Probably not. Probably a mountain. But it seems to be a standalone mountain instead of being like part of a mountain range. So that's a little weird. But you get to learn a little bit more about the Urgles, or however you pronounce their name. Um, Also, Angela and Elva make an appearance too, which is really cool. You get to learn a little bit more about Angela, about her past, which is honestly pretty exciting. She's definitely one of the less well-known characters in the series, more mysterious as well. Elva, for those who have read it, have read the Inheritance Cycle. Um, this helps show Eragon teaching her a little bit to help her, and with the help of the dragons as well, to help calm her down a little bit because it seems like she's kind of a spitfire. and she's someone who Angela is actually helping train, which is cool. I was definitely not expecting that. Um, that's honestly all there really is to talk about. I mean, until the new series that Christopher Paolini is hopefully writing comes out. This book's pretty short, like I said, so there's not a ton here, but I would recommend it. I think it's a 7 out of 10, 6 out of 10 maybe. I honestly do wish it was a thicker book with more in it, but that's really my only main complaint is the length of it. I was hoping it would be longer. Sadly it is not, but hopefully the next series he writes will be about as long as the Inheritance Cycle, if not longer, because even though I haven't read it, I do have the Murtaugh book, and it seems to be about as thick as the other books that he has written. Um, so yeah, I recommend checking this out if you're a fan of the Inheritance Cycle. Sadly, we don't have the sequel series out yet, but this was very interesting and has me thinking that there's good things happening in the future. Alright guys, see you around. Peace.